Hey everybody, Vineyard Young Adults. I'm super excited. This is a little promo actually for this Friday. I am here with two of my favorite people. I am with Katie Hart right here and Brad Hart, not Jeremiah Carlson, Brad Hart. And we're actually just
He
doing.
looks like me, by the way.
He looks like you.
I don't look like him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, we got that. So I'm here with two of my favorite people to talk about marriage. Actually, we're going to have our marriage message this Friday coming up.
Yeah.
And I asked both of them to speak, honestly, because they're an inspiration to me, both of them, in just their marriage and in their ministry. Both of them actually have a lot of young adult ministry, as well as have done a church plant. Brad's involved in Sockham right now. Katie's just rocking it in Kingdom Kids. So both of them are really an inspiration to me. So I asked them to speak. And in that, I'm going to have each one of them just share a little bit of a nugget. And then afterwards, we'll call it that.
All right. So we've been married for about 11 years, actually almost 12. And before we got married, we had a lot of, we'll call it feedback from people that we really had trusted and had kind of admired and had kind of been mentors to us in the faith. And I remember specifically one guy who was a big mentor in my life pulled me aside after he found out I was engaged. And he jokingly, but there was like a tone of seriousness in his voice. And he goes, "Man, why are you screwing your life up like this? Why are you throwing away the best years? Like this is almost as though he was, kind of like pushing his regret onto me and helping me not make the same horrible mistake that he's made." And then also like we've, being around some other, people who've been married for a while, when they got into circles with like guys, they would like almost kind of bash on their wives and kind of talk about how much they nag and how much of a pain they are and all this stuff. And that just didn't like register for me. I'm like, so you don't like your wife? Like you don't like, you don't like your marriage? Like, why'd you do that? So, I'm like, but I know her, and I don't think that's going to be us. Like, we're going to be different. And I think everybody thinks they're going to be different, but I really believed, like, it's just not going to be us. We're just not going to be that couple that's nagging, and I don't know. And a lot of it has to do with the way that we've approached marriage versus the way I think a lot of people have approached marriage. And we kind of sort of did it on accident. So it's not like, oh, they're so brilliant, but we kind of like just stumbled upon, man, this is how God's design for marriage is meant to be. And in the same way, many things that God designs and everything that he's designed is meant to be something beautiful, and it is. And what we've discovered is marriage is absolutely the greatest gift that God has ever given us, right next to his son, like obviously Jesus, like he's the best gift we've ever gotten, but marriage is right up there. And as we're going to discover, marriage is meant to be not just the next step in a relationship, but marriage is meant to be a sign to the world of what the love of God is like. And we get to be that picture. And so we're going to unpack that a little bit when we get to Friday night. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
But,
Amen.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think it falls more with young women than with men probably, but there's like this marathon in life, and the wedding day is the finish line. And then after that, you're just coasting. You're like, yes, I did it. I found my person. I'm going to be married. Yay, I'm married. And then from that point forward, it's like as though all the hard work is done, as though the hard work was simply finding, securing, and marrying that person. And I think when we approach marriage that way, then it would be very unsatisfying. And we won't see the greatness that God has designed marriage to be. If we instead see the wedding day as simply the beginning of the marathon, and we continue then to be pursuing that together, that gives a whole new perspective on marriage. So it's not like, oh, yay, I did it. Now it's all downhill from here. It's easy coasting and we're good to go. Because as soon as you hit that first bump or that first challenge, then if that's your perspective on it, that's when you start to become tempted to consider things like divorce or complacency in marriage, and you're no longer pursuing that passionate relationship that God has given us the opportunity to experience. So when we take that perspective instead of this is only the beginning of something amazing that God has set up for us to have, then everything moving forward has the potential to be even better than what we think might be the biggest day of our lives. Because it's not about a one-day thing. It's about the experience of a lifetime because of your lifetime. It's the lifetime being the experience of a lifetime. And the incredible things that can come through that.
Well, awesome. Well, these and so much more coming up on Friday, guys. I hope you can make it. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
We love
Oh.